Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the new episode of My Hero Academia Vigilantes on Season 2 on Episode 6. This episode, or Episode 19 overall of the total number of episodes, this episode right here was pretty nice to see in action, and we got to see another perspective of of a different character, which I'm pretty sure everyone loves tremendously and greatly. Wishing we had all those, if we had those kinds of teachers in the world like that, I can guarantee you things would be much better. Well, it all depends on the perspective, but other than that, let's just get this started right away. We get to see Aizawa having a small talk, possibly with Kayama, or should I say Midnight, but it kind of gets cut short due to the fact that he was getting uncomfortable. Eventually, he ends up saving Koichi and a small girl from getting possibly pummeled by a crazy bully of a cork guy or something like that. Well, a wolf looking like mutant cork guy, or heteromorph if anything else. But we get to see Aizawa tries to ask Koichi what he's gonna do with the cat, saying that you gotta take a big responsibility, that you have to care for it tremendously, and it's very expensive. Although Koichi actually praises Aizawa's advice, or I guess information given to him, but Aizawa was possibly saying, I'm just being realistic. And we get to see a little flashback, or should I say, his backstory of when he was a UA student. You know, I guess how he started off as a student at UA, he was pretty weak, but he did have some friends that, even though they annoyed him, such as Shirakumo and Present Mike. I'm just gonna call him Present Mike because I don't remember his real name. Other than that, he does meet Midnight at UA. Well, that's when she was actually a little older than him. So, in other cases, when I mentioned that Aizawa was a little weak to begin with, all I could really tell you right now is that when he started off as a student, that is, he wasn't a good combatant. All he did was have erasure, which erases the person's quirk from using it. But in other cases, he wasn't as strong. He was compared to what he was in the main series of My Hero Academia. In this one, that we get to see a backstory of him, he was pretty weak. He wasn't as his quirk wasn't as flashy or strong. All it does is give someone a hard time if they're used to having their quirk. And adding on to that, his combat skills isn't really top notch. I mean, he could grapple them, get them with his scarf capturing equipment, but other than that, he could easily get pummeled and defeated as a human being. You get the idea. If you've seen Eraserhead from the very beginning of My Hero Academia, especially to right now, you'll understand that even though he is strong, I guess back then as a student, he wasn't as flashy or very great in many people's eyes. But other than that, he does have a good golden heart of wanting to help a cat one time, and gave up his umbrella to shield it from the rain. And then Shirakuma decides to take him in, and then I guess towards the very end of the episode, that's when they meet Midnight, who was actually a third year at UA High School, and she decides to take the cat in, ironically. Not to mention, there's a funny scene where, even though she has a very flashy, hot style of of having a costume, she does get into trouble to a point that I guess there's only a certain amount of exposure allowed into hero costumes, and she's the reason why the law got changed up. And I'm like, oh dear, talk about some serious stuff. Other than that, we get to see Midnight in her third year of UA invites Shirakumo and Aizawa to go do a work study with her. And apparently he's known as the noble hero, His Purple Highness. They go oh dear, so how's this gonna turn out? So, preview next episode, we get to see, it's called Glass Sky. So, looks like to me we're about to get more about Aizawa himself, which is really cool because I love Aizawa. Anyone who sees Aizawa in action, even though he doesn't have a flashy quirk other than erasing your quirk, depending on what type of quirk it is, it's gonna what's the word? Give you a hard time. And right now, what we see right now, he was not much of a good combatant. That much is to be said. I mean, he got his butt handed to some guy who's really big and buff and strong. Showcased that this is when Aizawa was still a nooblet, or a rookie when it comes to doing hero work and having not having much of good combat skills. So other than that, looking forward to next episodes. Until then, I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out. Bye bye. Ta-da!